Hello and welcome to the box, Clubby, and welcome everybody to Thursday night here of the Tatuus series of Phoenix Sim Sport, and we're at the wonderful Imola. We've still got a few minutes until the race. How are we doing this evening, Clubby?
Doing fine, thank you very much. Excited about the race.
Yeah, it's going to be an action-packed one, I think. This evening we've got quite a few fast drivers on track. 419 Stradiotto Shinzo, aka Mr. Tatuus. Matt Pryor, Tasso, last week's pole sitter, he's there as well. So yeah, we've got quite a number of quick drivers in for this evening, double format as well. Just do a thing. Oh, that should be fine there.
Buddy, can you hear me?
Yeah,
Sorry.
we can hear you loud and clear, Clivy. You're all good, buddy?
Okay, thank you.
Oh, fine. No, you're alright, bud. So, alright, we're looking for a good, solid race this evening. Especially with those that were involved last week at Brands Hatch. That was a fun race. And, let me just close some things, emails and stuff, before we do this all again from last week. What was I looking for? The screen. We were looking at the results from last week, which were race 1. It was Miku who took the win from Tatuus. That was 419 in 3rd, Maverick in 4th, Cabanas in 5th, Tasso, who was sat on pole, in P6. No, sorry, that was for the MX5 series in pole, not the Tatuus series. A lot of these drivers are multi-driving at the moment. Stradiotto was 7th, Derry in 8th, Fiala 9th, Petch in 10th, and that was the run out there. Oh, Shamara was last one registered at P11. And race 2, it was Tatuus that took the win, followed by 419 and Miku, so a little role reverse of the podium from race 1. Stradiotto came 4th, then it was Cabanas in 5th again, Maverick down in 6th for the second race, Fiala was 7th, Derry in 8th, Tasso 9th, and that was the final run-ups. Yep, that was the final finishers for that race. So what's our expectations for Imola tonight, you think?
Sorry.
What's your expectations for Imola this evening?
Imola, I mean, I was looking at the practice, and HC set the fastest lap time so far. It's high 1:43. So I expect him to get somewhere close to the podium as a, qualifying. And I haven't seen racing in this series yet, so this is my first time commentating this event. But as you said, Miku was the championship leader so far.
Yep, that's right.
Of course, I expect him to be somewhere close to the podium, or even on the podium today.
Oh, hoping so, and he'll be hoping so as well. At the moment, P7 in practice, not the shining light that Miku wants. Not a big fan of Imola, but he said that about Brands Hatch last week and still dominating both series. But before we switch to qualifying, folks, we'll get into our intros real quick, and then we'll get a little word from our affiliate sponsors, and we'll get straight back on track for the action, so we'll be right back with you.
And it's going to be green light racing here at Monza. Here goes Noah. We're going to try and go wheel to wheel with the leader, Vic, once again, back on the top step. We did say take it easy. Oh my goodness. Sinead's going to go for it here into 14, 15. Side by side, is it going to be Mercedes or is it going to be a BMW?
And do remember, folks, we are supported and affiliated with Asetek Sim Sports. So if you're looking for some new gear, some top-of-the-range pedals, head on down to their site. Get to the checkout with your basket full of goodies and use the code Phoenix Sim Sport, and you'll get a lovely 5% from us. But let's get straight back to the action because it's almost ready for qualifying. And Lone Maverick in the chat with a lovely subscription for 6 months. Thank you very much, Mav. And yep, we are all excited for Imola. just wait on everyone getting themselves sorted and waiting for qualifying to kick off.
Okay, and Paddy, before the qualifying, so let's talk a bit about the cars. It's close to it's in between an F4 and an F3 car because it has more horsepower, but it doesn't have it has more horsepower than an F4 car, but it doesn't have as much aerodynamics as an F3. So what do you think? What will be the key to this race?
Key to this one is basically, as we all know with these single series, is everybody's on the same, you know, the engine's the same, the car setup builds the same, but it's the setup that's going to count. And here in Imola, there's a lot of tight, fast turns, so it's going to require a lot of good front downforce. We'll see. Well, we've seen a few guys that seem to have implemented that really, really well. But as you said, they are a good balance between Formula 3s, Formula 4s, almost what the original Formula 3000s used to be like. And having watched the Formula 4s a lot run around Knock Hill, my local track, you know, they look like a lot of fun, and they are quick for, you know, not so powerful little motors. And these things, as you said, a little bit of a step up, but still equally as challenging. But yeah, I think a lot of the guys that have nailed the front downforce setup today are going to have a huge advantage, but expect a bit of tyre wear come the end of the session.
And as we know, soft tires didn't produce as high lap times, at least what I was hearing from the drivers, didn't produce as high lap times as we were expecting.
No,
so
I
do you think anyone will choose it for the race?
Well, we've seen, I think Stradiotto, he did his on sorry, I'm gonna bring this up on the softs. Let me think while the session's still there. I should be able to see if I bring up, I do have an option, a column where I can bring up tyre compounds that were used. Yes, fastest times there by 4:19 was softs.
Was it soft?
It was softs. So
Okay. I heard a lot of drivers complain about soft.
well, we're going to see, because according to the tracker at the moment, everybody going out on track, bar Pryor and Birikov, are on the soft compound tires.
Okay, I may have misheard them then.
But we shall see. We're going to nip over to the action, and we have Matt, who is out on the track first at the moment, on the medium tyre, compared to everyone else on the soft. So we'll see what the first run of lap times are like. 10 minutes of qualifying here in the Tatuus series. So Matt will put down the benchmark, see what the rest of the guys behind him are doing, lap time wise, and then see if he'll switch on to softs for a second run. An interesting mix of strategies here to start qualifying off. We'll see what the race does as well, because I've heard the tyre degradation on the softs is pretty brutal around here. So as we see Matt getting himself wound up to start his first flying lap, he's got Miku right behind him, Derry behind him, and then it is James, according to the name board. James, not seen him yet, he's also running the softs. But keep an eye on Miku behind, because he's on the soft compound tyre. There's going to be about a 3-second gap between them at the start of this lap, in their first official flying lap here qualifying at Imola. And we'll just have to see who has picked the right tyre strap for run number 1. As Matt kicks off to start his run. Followed by Miku and Derry. And I'm hoping, for once, that my tools are actually correct, and these are the correct tyre strategies that everybody's on, and I'm not just thinking somebody's on mediums. But we shall see. We do have a lap time log as well, so we can see the last 6 laps that everybody does here in qualifying. So let's see if everyone also is on an improvement cycle. So the gap between Miku and Matt here, coming through Sector 2, has dropped by 0.4 of a second. So Miku is a little bit quicker on these softs for now, but this is where he's going to be gaining compared to Matt on the medium tyres. Up through Aqua Minerale, and he's got that car stopped very nicely. But there we go, we can see the gap coming down just a little bit more as Miku finds the grip, and he'll be clawing in on that slipstream as well, which will be aiding his first flying lap. Oh, as we see Matt squirreling it out there. And we're going to see where he ends. That gap down to almost 2 seconds now between Matt and Miku. So it's definitely showing that the softs are the tyre to be on at the moment. As we round these last couple of corners and onto the start-finish straight, we'll see where they are at the end of their first flying laps. Matt across the line first. And he will set a 145, but he'll not be on the top for long because Miku with a 145.1, so yeah, he did make up time. Derry with a 146 there, but Tasso with a 143.8 on the soft compound tyres. That's 2 seconds quicker than Matt, 1.3 quicker than Miku. And Mav goes up into P3, so yeah, softs are a lot quicker than the medium here on the short quality stint. Let's see if Matt will come back in to swap tyres. But for a soft compound tyre run for Miku, that wasn't great, was it?
I mean, 143.7. I mean, compared to Marcel Miku, sorry, a 145 isn't the best. I mean, we've seen 144s from him as well, so he definitely made some mistakes and he still got some improving to do, but I think for a benchmark lap it isn't that bad. We still have 5 minutes to go in qualifying, so he can still improve.
Absolutely, and hopefully he does. A little bit off the pace, which is not like him, but look at the battle at the top. There's less than, what, 100th of a second between Tasso and Mr. Tatuus, now known as Mr. Shinzo, up at the front on the softs. Third set of softs for Tatuus. Second set of softs on the car for Tasso. So, yep, everybody apart from Matt still out on the soft tyres. As well, we watched somebody go off. That was Derry going sideways and very off the track there. As we are still following Cabanas as he looks to improve his current P7. Matt Pryor does go up to 5th on the mediums, so a good run there from Matt. There's definitely time to be had. Cabanas will be looking to improve at the moment. Currently P7 with a 145.8. He has Michael Petch behind him. As we see James is moving on to the mediums now. And will Cabanas improve? He does, and goes up to P6 with 145.2. Great time there from Michael, and Matt is staying out on the mediums.
I mean, that's an interesting strategy as he might do a little bit better on softs, but it may be just a preference.
It might just be, yeah, you might be right, he might just enjoy it that bit much as we see Stradiotto drop down. As Brisen goes up to P7 with a 145.7. Good time there from Brisen. We are currently following Tasso, who is so close behind Tatuus at the moment, running very wide there at Aqua Minerale. Still at 3 minutes and 20, and he has Matt Pryor in front of him, still out there on those mediums. So he's getting a lot of running at the moment. Oh, Tasso's really trying to get the foot down early on these tyres, and they're squirming a lot. Still on his second set. So he's not done what Tatuus has done and boxed in for a third set.
But my question for now is, who will get close to the top two? As we can see, there is nearly a second difference between the second and third position.
Oh, you're absolutely right. Yeah, there is quite a gap between the top two and everybody else. Will Miku improve? Currently P4, out on his second set of softs, a second down. And yeah, coming off some really good results recently. As we see Cabanas Yes. Moving in within
Setting
0.5 of a second. Sorry about
I just wanted to say the same thing.
that. But yeah, 0.5. And he's still in his first set of soft compound tyres, as is Derry, as is Fiala, who has just moved up to P11. James seems to be struggling a bit. He is on his third set of tyres and has shifted on to the mediums.
What I'm really surprised about is HC was setting close to the fastest lap time in practice. So I'm not sure what's happening to him at the moment.
Yeah, he's about a second off his own pace, isn't he, at the moment?
He is.
I'm just going to follow Tasso. So we're running out of time here on qualifying, a minute to go, so everyone's going to be having to put their pedal to the metal. The most surprising runner and the most, well, the best drive I've seen so far, results-wise as it stands, is P6. It's Matt Pryor, the number 5 car, still running that same set of mediums he started qualifying, and he's only 1.2 seconds off the pace. So I'd say that's a really good return for those mediums. As he jumps Miku. He's now 0.9 off the pace, so an incredible little result there for Matt. Miku dropped down to 6th place now, so not an ideal qualifying for Miku. Still got time to recover, 40 seconds left on the clock as we're still on board with Tasso as he's looking to try and gain that little bit extra on Tatuus to sneak pole as we see Petch going sideways in the background. Very sideways. Let's see, he's on a brand new set of rubber as well. Let's see if he improves on this lap. Miku has decided to go out on a set of hard tyres. I wonder if he's just having a quick feel of them to see what they'll be like for race pace. Because looking at the amount of tyre swaps, the drivers are not lasting too long on the soft compound tyres. Matt's still out on the mediums, still lapping. Miku and 419 are putting on the hard boots, but we are at the end of qualifying right now, so it's all on this. On board on Tasso as he tries to go for pole. Nothing, and Nick Cabanas is up still 0.5 behind in P3, 419 in P4, Pryor in P5, an incredible run on the mediums there from Matt. Miku's P6, Maverick in 7th, Brising in 8th, Stradioto in 9th, Derry in 10th, Fiala 11th, James in 12th, Pitch in 13th, and running up the back is Sergey. Running both sets of mediums for his qualifying run today. So we've got 14 on the grid for this first run, and will Tasso improve? He comes into the pits, so he has bailed on his lap, and that will give Tatuus, aka Mr. Shinzo, P1 pole position for the opening race here at Imola for the Phoenix Sim Sport Tatuus Challenge as we follow James with Cabanas hot on his heels. Will any of these two improve? P12 and P3 respectively as they come over the line, and there is neither improvement for either driver. So that's your run out there, folks. Tatuus, congratulations, that is pole position. And Tasso 4P2, another great running from Tasso, almost equal times, less than a 100th of a second in it. Cabanas in P3, and it's 419 in P4 on the second row of the grid. Third row of the grid is Matt Pryor and Marcel Miku. Miku would have wanted a better qualifying session, but hopefully he can make up places. Then it's Maverick and Brisbane straight after that, P7 and P8. Stradioto and Derry rounding up the top 10, that's 9 and 10th. 11, 12 is Fiala and James, and then Petch and Sergey are bringing up the rear in P13 and P14. So what was your thoughts on qualifying there?
I mean, definitely expected some better lap times from HCE, but other than that, I mean, Miku could have done better, but he's kind of famous for doing comebacks, so I think he won't have a problem. He might secure a podium. other than that, I think the guys did really, really good.
It was, yeah, I have to agree with you. Very consistent qualifying. There wasn't many guys that ended up off track or anything like that. And as you said, Miku is one to keep the eye on. His race pace is something to behold.
And I mean, 1-2 is only a tenth away, so it was a really close qualifying.
It was, and Maverick will be happy with his result. Only 2 tenths behind Miku and a further 7 tenths faster than Brizzen in qualifying for P7. So very, very good result there for Maverick. And he'll be looking to definitely take advantage on that. It looks like a lot of the guys are switching on to hard compound tyres for the race. Judging by this stat, we'll see when they get to the grid, but that could make for something interesting. Oh, we do have a mixed batch as the order sorts itself out. So, we have Tatuus and Tatuus sitting on the hard compound tyre with Cabanas mixing it up there in P3 on the mediums. And then it's 419 and Miku on the hards. James, who should be further down the grid order there, is starting on the soft compound tyres, onto the hards now. Maverick, Brizing, Derry, Stradioto and Fiala are all on the hards. But Matt, our medium qualifier, is again starting on the medium compound tyre. So a mix up there with Cabanas and Matt kind of going off the beaten script. What do you think that'll do for the race this evening?
I mean, not sure at all. The track is known for degrading the tires, so I think the hard compounds will do very well. But not sure about the mediums. For a 20-minute race, I mean, it may do good for qualifying because it was only 10 minutes, as Matt demonstrated, but not sure about 20 minutes.
You're thinking it might be just a little bit of a long stretch to ask those mediums to go the whole 20 minutes here at Imola, which is a very demanding course on the tyres. We've seen it in Formula 1 before, Max Verstappen very famously having the rear blowout in his Red Bull here. So, yeah, we are all too aware of what this track and tyre wear have in common. But we've just got under a minute and a half left to go as the cars get themselves prepped up, drivers focused. The first 20-minute run here at Imola for Phoenix SimSport Tatuus Challenge. And, oh boy, I'm getting excited.
Buddy, don't forget the car.
Don't forget my car. Yes, I will do that straight
Just
away.
like last time. Yeah,
we
yeah.
have a nice long run to turn 1, so I'll have time to get myself back to the pits and get back to the action before they hit turn 1. 50 seconds left on the clock. 42, lights go. And we'll see who's going to win the run down to turn 1. Will it be Tatuus on pole from Tasso in P2 running the hard compound tyre, or will it be Cabanas who can sneak alongside on the good side of the grid running the mediums? Could be something to play for, and will those tyres last the whole race? Petch running the very risky tactic there, starting P12 and on the softs. So let's see what kind of lap times he can throw together, and let's see if he can actually last the whole 20 minutes. But we're getting ready. We have 6 whites, waiting for the lights to come on now. There's your first, second, third, fourth, fifth, and sixth. We're holding. And we are off here at Imola, and what an amazing start by Miku up the inside. Quickly, before we go anywhere, it's back to the pits for me. And straight back to the action. As we are on board with Cabanas at the moment. Looks like he is looking for that run, but he's tucked up on the outside from Tasso. And 419 and Miku are getting a little bit tightened together. As we see a few guys, that's Maverick going off in the background. And so is Petch. James looks like he's been caught up as well. Everyone else seems to have got through very nicely. Did you see anything at the back there?
Didn't. I mean, those three drivers got caught up. And
419.
HDE
Yeah.
dropping back to 11th.
It looked like he and it's Miku battling alongside Matt right now. 4P4. So hard tyre versus the medium tyre. So yeah, not an ideal start for Maverick or 419 or Petch or James. All 4 drivers right down the order now and well off the pace. It's already Oh, as we see Mickey going very wide at Aqua Minerale and get passed by Matt. And he's got Brisen all over the back of him. And look at this, Stradioto's in there as well. Oh, we're going to have 3 cars coming down into here. It'll break. Oh, banging the wheels coming together. And it is Brisen that's the loser of that. Stradioto goes through. Wow. A bit action-packed here on the first lap for Miku anyway. Struggling to get those.
And then Derry hits.
Oh!
Rising.
Oh, just seen Derry flying off in the background. Yeah. So it's all kicking off here on lap 1 as we see more cars in the background. Oh my. Oh. Derry is having a bit of a run-in, making all the contact. We're on board here with Miku with Stradioto all over the back of the car now. Oh, somebody's locking up ahead. As we see him trying to make a move. Oh, jeez, oh, that was Tasso going the wrong way. And it's all kicking off here as Miku is struggling to hold off against Stradioto. There's battles all over the place. Oh, great move by Miku. And he holds it. Gap at the front is Tatuus 2 seconds up from Cabanas. So Cabanas has made gains prior up into P3, medium tyre, second and thirds. But we got some epic battles throughout this field right now. We've got Maverick versus Tasso at the back here. This won't last for too long, I don't think. Tasso all over the back of Maverick here, coming through Aqua Minerale, a little bit wide, but he's going to have good drive on Maverick here, swings out to make a move. Will he take it round the outside to then dive into the inside? Will Maverick have any kind of comeback? He's got more grip, and he does it. Maverick holds him on the inside line.
Then in the front, Miku overtaking Bison. But can Bison get back that position? I mean... Side by side into the first corner. But who can get the later braking point? Miku can hold his position for now.
Is tight there at the back as Tasso and Maverick have their battle coming to an end there. Tasso is the victor. Maverick holding on tight though. As you see, it's 419 and Brisen. There's not much between them. Cabanas is holding a nice gap to the back of Tatuus though. 2 seconds at the moment. With Matt a further 3 behind in P3. And then it's, what, a further 5 seconds to P4 Stradioto. So quite an eventful opening first couple of laps here at Imola, folks. And we see the pack is all muddled up apart from the top 3 drivers. And the biggest loser out of the lot is Tasso, falling back from second, all the way down to P9 at the moment, and trying to chase up to the back of Fiala, though still battling with Maverick by the looks of things back there.
And
oh,
Stradioto spins it
yeah.
after the chicanes in the back.
Yeah, unfortunately that promotes Miku up to P4, so he's having a good one, just staying on the track right now. Getting some good points. Whoa! As we see Brisen go round and round into the barrier backwards. That is not what he would have wanted. Tasso, Brisen has lost out to Maverick, and Tasso and Fiala on board with Stradioto as he comes up the back of Brisen now. Let's all kick it off here at Tatuus. We've still got 14 minutes of this to go. Going to follow Tatuus for a little bit as he comes to chase the back of Fiala. Gaps at the front, kind of nice and evening themselves out. Cabanas is now 2.5 seconds off the back of Tatuus at front. Pryor a further almost 2.5 seconds back on him. 3 seconds, almost 3.5 seconds, sorry, back from Cabanas. But running the mediums and running them well. And Miku still has a 6-second further gap back to Pryor in P4 at 2 seconds to 4:19. It's just ahead of all this pack as well. So the spread out is still pretty tight. Let's look at Stradio, Prison and Derry battling in the back there. Tasso is catching the back of Fiala slowly but surely, starting to drop Mav a little bit. And will we see this battle for P6 heat up real quick? And that'll be a case of can Tasso get onto the back of 4:19. Still got plenty of time left in this race. We're not at the halfway mark yet. See Tasso take every bit of the line he can to get as much speed as possible as he chases the back of Fiala. A 1:45.4 was his last lap, so 4/10 off the lead, but keeping on top of and slightly quicker than the leader at that last lap. So Tasso is definitely on a charge. I don't see much else happening on track at this exact moment. Miku and 4:19, they're about a second between them right now. Last laps were relatively the same. As we did.
Spun it again.
As he spun it again?
He did. Nearly into the gravel. On the corner coming up to the finish lane.
Oh, that's really unlucky for him.
I mean, this will mean some upcoming traffic for Shinso. He's still 50 seconds away, but he's slowly catching them. And that can change everything for the moment.
Oh yeah, we all know what back markers are like when they catch up with him here. And we'll give the man of the moment a bit of track time. There you go. 2.5 seconds up the road from Cabana, so you can see hot on his heels. And then just a little bit further up the road, Matt Pryor. So all three still in the picture at one point. That's good to see. The Frenchman's not running away with it just quite yet.
And Shinso set the fastest lap, I think.
He just did, yeah. 1:44.964, so he's really setting a marker down now. 0.6 quicker than Cabanas that lap.
He might be trying to set a gap before he gets into the traffic, so he tries to push now and save some later. But can this pay off for him? I'm not sure about that.
I mean, it's very true to think he's a very intelligent driver, is Tatuus. Okay, Mr. Shinzo this evening. And I don't know whether to call him that anymore. Is it Shinzo now forever, or can we still call him Mr. Tatuus? Either way, the pink bleached liveried car, yeah, very intelligent driver, and quite possibly thinking just ahead. If he feels the tyres are going to last at this pace for the whole 10 minutes to go, then yeah. Whoa, as he goes wider back with Minerali there.
This shows that he's really pushing everything out of that car to make that gap.
He is, especially as he's up against a medium compound runner, and he's gapping him quite nicely. And Cabanas is no slouch either. This could be a very fast time from Tatuus. Well, we shall see when we get to the finish line. We've still got 9 minutes 40 to go. Oh no! No! Tatuus has gone round with a corner to go, and he's up in the middle of the track. Oh, Cabanas makes it round him, but oh, that is a very unusual mistake.
That must have hurt his tires.
That would have, yeah. Let's see how much of a gain Matt's going to get on him here, because that would be a very slow run up to that final corner. Cabanas will be sitting there rubbing his hands, because he's got a 2.5 second gap now to choose behind. As I said, that was a very rare mistake from the Frenchman, very unlike him. And yeah, his tyres will be hurting a little bit after that one. Nothing he shouldn't be able to get through, but it puts him under unnecessary pressure now from Pryor, who is only a couple of seconds behind. Oh, he's really pushing it now, Mr. Tatuus. Maybe I've cursed him. Again. Oh dear, he'll not want to talk to me after this race. We are going to quickly jump back down the corner every time as we see Maverick starting to clamber all up the back of Fiala with Stradioto not too far behind. So Fiala doing well, just keeping the head down, just keeping good pace. P7 at the moment.
And in the pack, cannot speak. So, Pack went into the gravel as 14th. So, again, promoting this lapping traffic.
Yeah, that is very true. And noticing it as well.
Yeah.
Petch did go out on the softs to begin this race and has already pitted for the mediums. So the softs definitely not a race tyre. And Petch obviously suffering the consequences of starting on that tyre and just, yeah, not really finding much of a rhythm in this race. A 1:48, the best so far. And sitting there in P14, but still going as Fiala gets it all wrong, coming through the last two corners. And here comes Maverick with Stradioto all over the back as well. Maverick's going to have a fantastic line. Already has the move made before we hit the start-finish line.
Fiala has some slipstream, which is really crucial for these cars, as they don't have any kind of DRS.
Yep, no DRS, no push to pass, but what there is a up on the curb, and that just lets Stradioto through in a bit of a panicky moment from Fiala there, noticing Maverick was still on the inside, and unfortunately didn't pay off for Fiala. And that will drop down to P10 now, with Brizin also making a place back up. So not ideal for Fiala, but still not over yet. Still a top 10 finish would be great. And 419 and Miku still battling a second between them. Miku in P4, 419 and P5. They're just running their own race nice and quiet at the moment. 6 minutes to go.
Biryukov spun it again. And again.
Oh dear. He's not having
He
a
always
bit.
spins it in Rivasa, so maybe his setup is not right for that corner.
He's
Something
struggling.
with the traction control. Yeah,
He's still going,
struggling
but
on those
look
tires.
who I see in the background. That is a Cabanas, and that is a Tatuus. And they're coming up to lap Sergey already on board with Cabanas, as that gap is now down to 1.5 seconds to Tatuus, who is obviously making a comeback. And they are dropping Pryor right now at some pace, the pair of them. But now we are hitting back marker traffic with Sergey just ahead. And will he do the smart thing and just get out the way of the leaders? Oh yeah, very good from Sergey there. Gets right out of the way of Cabanas. Oh, Tatuus had a bit more of an awkward line, but still gets past the back marker. Let's see from Matt, will he get past? That gap at the front now down to a second, with 5 minutes left to hold on for Cabanas. There is a bit more of a battle going further down here. Look at what's going on here between Maverick, Stradioto and Brizin. This battle for P7 is not done and dusted yet. And who said the mid-pack's boring? This is where all the action is here in the Tatuus series. So we watch Brizin getting all squirrely there, under power. Maverick here leading this chain from Stradioto, from Brizin, from Fiala, as they run the clock down here into Aqua Minerale. The cars come. Very difficult to break it, and that is a Maverick making a big mistake. And he is, he's down to 10th, Fiala up to 9th, Brizin up to 8th, Stradioto up to 7th. Just absolutely cursing all the drivers now, as we see Stradioto make that place back up on Fiala, but runs very, very wide in doing so. Brizin, the big winner there, up to P7. Maverick losing out big time. You heard the brakes locking up going into Aqua Minerale. It's almost as he knew I was watching him.
And while we were watching the mid-pack kind of competition, Shinzo closed the gap, and he's in...
Oh, you're right.
He's as close as 0.3 tenths. No, 3 tenths.
We are on board with Cabanas now, and you are right. Look at that. It's Mr. Shinzo, aka Mr. Tatuus, all over the back end of Cabanas. And he's looking to make a move with 3 minutes to go on the clock. We've still got a couple of laps left to go, and round the outside to Tatuus. Look at that move. Wow. Down into Aqua Minerale. Nails it perfectly, a bit wide from both drivers, but none will really matter. What an absolute overtake from Tatuus that was. Unbelievable stuff. As we see, Tasso does take 4:19 for P5, but a further 4 seconds behind Miku. But what an unbelievable overtake from our current race leader now. And we'll definitely be getting a replay of that one later on for you all to see. It was a double looping outsider, and somehow he just got the car to stick and said, thank you very much, there's a car's width, I'm having that. Great racecraft. And now we watch him as he starts to make a lead. There's Petch, and there is James down at the back doing their own little running at the moment. But this battle is not over yet. It's Fiala versus Stradotto versus Brizin versus Maverick. And the battle for 7th is not over yet. Not by a long shot. I don't think Tasso is going to get onto the back of Miku anytime soon. And that gap at the front is starting to eke out just a little bit more. We watch Brizin go for a move on Fiala here on the start-finish straight. Looks to secure P8. We'll have one more lap after this one, no doubt, when the leaders cross the line. We'll just keep an eye on their track position right now. Yep, they're going through turns 8 and 9. That gap almost up to a second now at the front. This is where the main battle is on track right now, as Maverick looks to make a move on Fiala. Fiala just doesn't really want to fight it much, just happy to get a top 10 finish. And lets Maverick through.
Is in the wall just in front of them.
Oh! No,
thankfully, he got out of the way.
Yeah.
He spun into the wall.
Good
It could have
notes.
ended much worsely and changed the whole battle for P7.
It could have been. It would have been not a way to end the race. But yeah, Sergey is definitely struggling at the moment. Not really liking the car around Imola. But he's still going. He's still trooping. And he'll get a P14 finish. And that's what counts at the end of the day, is getting to the checkered flag. So kudos to Sergey for keep on going, despite the car and track not being of favour. So the gap at the front now, 2 seconds between Cabanas and Tatuus. It's almost like he'd never made that mistake.
Rising going off the track, losing 2 positions to Maverick and Fiala.
Let's see that one, and Fiala is just, he's there, and Brizin's going to do the same move that he did last lap. Just a little bit earlier, as we see Mr. Shinzo is on the last lap. We're on around turn 8 at the moment. We're going to keep on board with this battle until we get to the end. And Fiala just backs off and lets Brizin through. And he'll look to try and chase Maverick in the dying embers of this race. But the leader is now at 2.1 seconds, coming up to turns 11 and 12, that tricky little chicane. Almost be at the finishing line for this first race, and what a race it's been so far. I'm quite looking forward to reverse grid, as you see the leaders coming up behind Mr. Petch now. Let's try and get on board with our leaders. There we go, on board with Mr. Tatuus as we round off the last couple of corners. Cabanas, very fought, well fought P2, but here it is. Put the foot down, made a mistake, came back and still took the win. It's Mr. Tatuus with the first win of the evening in the Tatuus Challenge Series, followed by Cabanas and in P2 on the mediums, and Matt Pryor in P3 also in the mediums. So a nice little win for Tatuus, aka Mr. Shinzo, with Cabanas in P2, Matt Pryor in P3, and then it's Miku P4, Tasso P5, 419 in P6, Stradio P7, Maverick in P8, Prison is in P9, and Fiala will round out the top 10 unless anything happens at the end here. It doesn't look like it. Fiala will run out the top 10. Derry will come P11, then it'll be James and Pitch. And then everybody will be followed up back of the grid by Sergey. So, reverse grid order as long as Sergey gets to the end of the race. We'll be on pole for the next one. This will be very interesting, folks. But yeah, very, very great. Very interesting first race. A few mistakes. Plenty of action in the mid-pack. And I'm very much looking forward to race 2. How about yourself, Clibby?
I am as well. I'm interested in seeing how good of a comeback will Cabanas or any of the other top running drivers will do, and will there be any chaos, as it's a reverse grid order, so anything can happen.
Well, that's exactly it, isn't it? It's Imola. It's a reverse grid. All the fast boys are at the back, and yeah, are we going to see the likes of Tasso and Cabanas, and of course Mr. Tatuus? Are they going to come through the pack with ease, or are we going to see some absolutely fiery battles going through the mid-pack? We shall find out very shortly, folks, but for now we're going to take ourselves a quick break while we run down the rest of this session and gear up for race 2. So we'll be right back in about 3 minutes. So we are back, and we're going to do a little bit of something different for race 2. We're going to do a little bit of reverse grid walk. I forgot I could do this. So we're going to start off with our pole runner for race 2 in this reverse grid setup. It is Sergey, and he's going to be followed up in P2 by Mikhail Pitch, and it is James in P3. We have Derry in P4. Prison lines up in P5. Then it is Fiala P6. It's 419 in P7. Mav there rubbing the wheels about in P8, getting himself all ready. And we have Stradioto in P9. Mr. Tatuus is there in P10. Then we have Tasso, Miku, Pryor, and Cabanas rolling out the rest of the grid. All 14 drivers. I think there's a little bit of a mix about there. I'm pretty sure that Mr. Tatuus should be P14 with Cabanas a bit further up, but you know how Asetek is. It likes to do these things. But we are going to get ready for ourselves a lights out in a minute's time here for race 2 reverse grid order. And I am joined in the commentary box as Bear with Clibby, and he'll be giving me some lovely insights and all the stuff that I missed, which is a lot, during race 2. I've noticed we do have a few tyre swaps for this one. James is on the mediums, Stradioto's on the mediums, Tasso's on the mediums, Pryor and Cabanas still holding on to the mediums, everyone else going hards this time. So mixed strategies. 30 seconds on the clock till we get this underway, and I will remember to get my car off the grid this time. Don't worry, I have remembered.
Okay, okay.
And you were getting ready to remind me. Don't worry.
Okay.
All right, we're getting ready for these lights. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. It's reverse grid. The revs are up, and we are off skis. What a start by Pitch. We're going to quickly do the thing where we do the thing and we do another thing, and we're already straight back into the action, folks.
And then Fiala going 4 wide. forcing Bryce in, I think. And the crash in turn 1.
Oh, we're watching a few folk go backwards. Sergey didn't quite make that. So we're on board with Miku. He's made it up to 4th. Tatuus not far behind in 6th. So Tatuus making up the big runs in the first few corners alone, let alone a lap. So the big winner out of all of that, Miku P4s, he goes and he gets around Derry, who goes wide there, and that's also going to let Tatuus through, but it's also letting through 419. He's not giving up that battle a bit further back. And it's all kicking off behind us here.
Then Shinzo overtakes 419.
He does indeed, and he is looking to get all over the back of Miku real quick. In Aquaman Rally for the first time, we see the leaders kind of going a bit wide. There's a bit of a scramble behind here. See Cabanas losing out to Maverick a little bit down there.
And Tesso looking to make an overtake on Derry, going through with it.
Miku
But
trying to go in there,
goes wide.
oh, Petch goes off, lights up the rear tyres and goes off. 419 and Tatuus are still battling. Yet we've got Tasso, Derry and Stradioto, the yellow liveried cars, all battling in the background. Look at this going on. All 3 liveried cars, all battling with Maverick looking to make up behind. So there we go. There's James ahead of Miku for the lead right now. Then it's Tatuus with 419 right behind them. We've got Tasso, followed by Derry and Stradioto, and Maverick's also getting in the slipstream. And up the middle of them goes Maverick. Hello.
Nearly getting sandwiched there.
He did. I think he just made Derry panic a little bit, because you see him kind of wiggle to go, whoa, I didn't see you there, mate. But he's looking to try and maybe Stradioto blocks the line. That kind of lets Pryor in and amongst this, because Miku has taken the lead from James. This battle is too good to let go of as we watch Matt Pryor and Cabanas come down. Where Derry's getting swamped. Here comes Prison. And what went from like P6 all the way down to P11 for Derry, not a great half a lap there. But what have we got going on a bit further up the road? It is, oh, we see Tatuus as, oh, James makes all the mistakes and up onto the gravel. That's already put Tatuus up into P2. And he'll be chasing down Miku real quick. This is turning out to be a spicy race already. We've still got 17 on the clock. And it's still all to play for. Imola, as we see Miku making a mistake. And Tatuus is going to take every one of them mistakes and lap them up. 419's not too far behind either, and so is Tasso. So we've got a good little run for the top 4 right now. There's still battles going further on down the pack between Maverick, Stradioto, Pryor and Cabanas. A little battle further on, further back is between James and Derry for that last top 10. As I say that, Derry goes up because Prison's had a mistake. He's dropping down to P11 now. James is now up into the top 10. As we're watching as Tatuus sets the fastest lap by 0.3 of a second over Miku there, and he's really winding in the leader. 419 is not leaving anything up on the table either. He's still there, and so is Tasso. James and Prison are having a battle back there, with Prison taking P10 back from James. This is going to be a very close battle in the front as we watch Tatuus almost making another mistake like that, and that is just going to let 419 squeeze in with Tasso in there. Oh, here we go. This is the battle we're looking for, folks. 419 all up on Tatuus, who's making some it's just some not normal mistakes for him anyway. Tasso all over the back of 419 here coming into Aquaman Rally. Miku getting a little bit of breathing space in the lead. What an absolute epic scene of racing this one, folks. Still got 15 minutes of this top quality racing here in the Tatuus Series of Phoenix Sim Sport. And this is round 7 at Imola, so the championship is drawing to a close. So all points matter. Big battle right now is Tatuus starting to claw back in on Miku, but he has 419 and Tasso for company.
And then in the back, Pryor trying to make a move on Stradiotto.
Oh, we are on board with that. Yep.
Riosa.
Maverick
Yep.
and Cabanas are there as well, so Matt Pryor does make the move on Stradiotto, goes up into P5. Maverick is just behind, Cabanas is not far behind that as well. So we've got our own little pocket battles right now.
Stradiotto getting the slipstream, maybe making a run up to the first corner.
He is, and Cabanas is eyeing up a move on the outside of Maverick as well. We've got further battles back between James, Derry and Brizzen. As Cabanas makes the move on Maverick, and is that a great move by Matt or what?
And Miku. Miku has spun it and dropped to P8.
Oh no, Miku. That's just going to let Mr. Tatuus have a lead. An easy lead at that.
Nice run.
Oh,
Yeah,
such
such
a
a
shame.
nice run.
He did
Yeah.
indeed. That's such a shame for Miku. Not good for his championship battle at all. And now he's caught up in this squabble, which will be holding him right up, which he'll definitely not be wanting. Goodness me, 13 3/4 minutes left to go at this second race. The reverse grid order, and it's all to play for. As this battle is getting serious between Stradiotto, Pryor, Cabanas, Miku and Maverick. So we're watching 3 wide. Miku got past Cabanas down the inside of Maverick there. Oh, but
And
then
Miku
runs
makes another
wide.
mistake.
Oh, sideways! Was that going into the side of Maverick? Was that Derry? Sorry to cut you off there, but
I think it was.
looked like it was Derry, and poor Maverick got absolutely speared from the side. A passenger in that one. Impact in the chat on about the track limits, and it was a great move as well. And what an absolute side impact and a half on Maverick. He would not have been expecting that. Just suddenly a wild Derry appeared. And yeah, not what Maverick would have wanted. And that drops him down to P7. We see Tasso and Mr. Tatuus are battling up the front. Let's have a little gander at this.
Tasso is still setting the fastest lap after lap. So that should be an interesting battle up ahead.
As we see, Tasso looks to try and squeeze it up the inside here of Tatuus, but then we'll have the outside for the second corner there, yep. Tatuus holds him off, but Tasso's really making him work for this one. Matt dropping off a little bit behind them again. And that's 4:19, sorry, Matt's a bit further down the road, another 6 seconds further. James and Derry are still battling there, P10 and P11. Miku down in P9 now. Is struggling this race for sure. Brizzen and Mav are still battling. That's P7 for Mav. And Stradiotto, Cabanas are battling as well. Cabanas is actually starting to reel in Pryor quite a bit as this battle for the front is going to keep on going and going. See almost identical lines, the pair of them coming through there. Great skill between the two of them. They've been keeping it very clean so far. But while this battle is going on, I do want to have a quick snip back down the order very quickly. Stradiotto and Cabanas are catching, but this is a good one to watch. It's Brizzen, it's Marcel, Miku and Maverick, as it looks like Miku's going to go up the inside here on Maverick. And Brizzen's trying to place his car somewhere in the middle, but he can't do it. Miku makes up 2 spots there in a single corner, and Maverick's looking to make the last corner count for him. Will he get a good drive down the start-finish straight? We're all going to slipstream behind Miku now, though. We have a long run as Sergey and Pech are battling. We get a change at the front. It was a change very briefly at the front between Tasso and Mr. Tatuus. We'll nip back to that battle in just a second as we watch Maverick challenge. Brizzen takes the inside line. Will Brizzen give him space on the inside again? They do, and it's Mav that holds on to it. We're going to go back to this fight at the front though, because there's nothing between these two. And it is Mr. Shinzo, aka Mr. Tatuus, against Tasso, with halfway through the race now. And what a race this is between these two.
And in the back again, Patch and Biryukov have spun it again. It's not a lucky race weekend for them. I think we can say that.
We can indeed. I don't think the conditions, the track, or the cars are suiting either driver at the moment. It is a track temperature of 36 degrees, so it is hot with the air temp at 26, and we do have a northerly 12km/h wind, which at the moment will be pushing behind the drivers. And this might also be helping some of the lockups as we go into this second part of the track and down into Acqua Minerale, because they will be having a tailwind coming into there. And this battle has tailed off just a little second, so we'll come back to it, because there is another battle going on track right now. It's Brisen against Mav. These two are still going at each other. Mav taking a very defensive line here. Brisen looks to go up the inside. Mav locking that inside left tyre, front left. And Brisen all over the back of the car now. Looking to get that slipstream. He's looking to pull out and make the move before turn 1. Don't want to make their move too early though, because Maverick will just slipstream him straight back. But it looks like P8 is Brisen's before they get to T1. Miku's got 3 seconds to gain on the back of Stradioto, who is running medium tyres compared to Miku on the hards. Cabanas is catching to the back of Matt Pryor as well though. That's 2 seconds. Somebody's gone off just ahead. And that looked like it was Stradioto who made a mistake. It was, and that's let Miku all the way back in. These two are still battling at the front though. Cameras are everywhere today. These guys just will not stop fighting. And it's Tatuus against Mr. Tasso.
But this means some lost time, bringing in P3 to the battle.
It is 4:19.
He has caught up quite some time.
Yeah, there's only 2.3 seconds now between Tasso and 4:19. You're spot on. Brisen and Mav are still battling for P8 right now. They're neck and neck on track. They're battling hard. They're not actually too far off the leaders. There's only 20 seconds from this pack all the way to the leaders. And with having raced 12.5 minutes, that is not too bad at all. So it's been very clean, consistent driving from these guys, apart from Maverick being yeeted at Acqua Minerale by Derry. A little slight lock up again. Not a lot of stress on that inside left tyre as Maverick. He's still got 7 minutes on them. But this battle at the front is again getting very spicy between these two. I keep seeing the gap fluctuating between 0.1 and 0.2 of a second. It does seem like Tasso is a bit quicker in the second or third sectors than Tatuus on those medium tyres. I think the hards will start to come into their own. In the background is that 4:19 I just saw going backwards. It was 4:19 making a mistake. That lets Pryor through, and that will let Cabanas through. So 4:19 just getting it up on the curb, on the grass, loading those tyres up, and sending his car spearing into the barriers and down into 5th place. They'll be kicking himself at that one. It was an easy podium for him. But now he's got to get past Cabanas and Matt Pryor, which is not an easy feat. These two are trading fastest lap times. And it is Tasso currently that does hold it. Not by much, a 1:44.968 to a 1:45.062. So, yep, they're within hundredths of a second of each other, flat out. This battle is turning out to be something else. So get down, this is where Tasso seems to be making up all the ground. There we go. As we said, swapping fastest laps is Tatuus, Mr. Shinzo for the evening. It's a 1:44.898 to set the fastest lap by a 1/10 of a second, just under, from Tasso. So they are not exactly slouching about as Tasso set his fastest lap time as well. Look at him, he's trying to eye up, he's trying to distract Tatuus out in front, letting him know he's all about it. That yellow and black liveried car will be looking massive in those mirrors as he looks to make a move up the inside here, under braking. Both of them come together, there's contact between the two drivers. And it looks like Tatuus just gets away with it, and no more he does ahead of Tatuus. But a little bit of contact there on the exit. And unsettle both cars. Pryor is dropping right back from this as we see Stradioto making moves on Miku. Miku dropping down to P7 now. Going to have a quick look on this one, because these are all crucial points for Miku right now in his championship battle. Not the result he'll be looking for. He's running out of time to do it. 4.5 minutes to get some leverage and get some places back. He's got Stradioto right in front of him, and then it's still a further 6 seconds up the road to 4:19. Maverick seems to have gapped Prison just by a little bit, giving him a bit of breathing space. Oh, as we see Stradioto going very, very, very wide there. Miku will be loving the sense of that. Looks like Mr. Tatuus has just opened up a little bit of a gap there at Tatuus in P2. It's now 0.5 of a second, the gap between our leaders. With time running out, Tatuus definitely doesn't want to be losing too much ground to Tatuus out in front, but the problem is those medium tyres are probably screaming a lot right now. And the hards will be coming into a world of their own and gripping up so much nicer. But never say never. We've seen Tatuus make mistakes already this evening. There's every chance he could again. So we are going to go back on to this battle at the lead. The gap is 0.1 of a second. Tatuus doing everything he can to stay as close as he can to Mr. Tatuus right now. These two have been nose to tail basically from the off. And will there be nose to tail coming over the checkered finishing line at the checkered flag? 3 minutes left to run though. We'll still get at least two laps out of this. They do have traffic ahead as well, which is Petch, who's only 5 seconds up the road. 5.7 seconds up the road, I should say. And they do have a little bit of a further gap to Sergey ahead of that still. But this is the main one on track right now. Pryor is still keeping Cabanas at distance, but not by much. Cabanas' pace has dropped off a bit on the mediums. This is letting 4:19 come back in a little bit, because they're quite close on track. 4:19 looking to try and square back at least one place up to P4 before the end of the race after making a mistake and dropping off the podium. But these two have been dominating so far. 9.6 seconds from Tatuus to Pryor in P3. And less than half a second between the leaders coming at the end of the start-finish straight. They'll get one more lap after this one. And that'll be your lot here for race 2 at the Tatuus Challenge in Imola for Phoenix Sim Sport.
And then there is a battle for P6. Miku getting a move on Stradioto. But Stradioto might strike back as he gets a later braking point.
What an absolute braking masterclass there from Stradioto. Just left the car. There was enough room. Miku left the door open. Yeah, it was great to see. Miku doing everything he can.
Trying to get as much slipstream as possible so that he can get the run done in the straights.
It looks like he is able to get more power down on those hard tyres than what Stradioto can on the mediums right now, but they are running out of time. There will be one more lap to go after this one. The leaders are coming up to turns 11 and 12 right now, and they are car behind car number 15, which is place 14, Petch. And hopefully he'll be getting out of the way. Oh, well, looks like Petch might be holding the leaders up just a little bit. We're going to have to go on board with that. Oh, that was close by Tatuus. He's almost a wing off there. And they are on to the final lap here. Tatuus leading Tatuus by 0.7 of a second, so stretching his legs now a bit. It's Pryor in third. As you said, there's a bit more of a battle going here between Stradioto and Miku. Miku all over the tail of Stradioto. This is for P6. And Miku will be desperately needing these points as he makes his move up the start-finish straight alongside Stradioto, and will definitely hit him up into the braking point, but will Stradioto go straight into the slipstream of Miku and then curtail the move back into turn 1.
And Shinzo goes off the track, giving the position to Tasuus.
Oh, he does!
In the final lap, made a mistake.
So we have a swap for the lead as Miku makes it, as we see Petch looking the wrong way in the gravel trap. That is a spicy one to miss. The swap of the lead there had been going on for some time. But then this is the battle we're going to have to stick with until the end. They are coming up to the back of Sergey right now. No! Both of them come together. Oh, a mistake from Tasso has let Tatuus back through. Oh, wow. There's so many battles happening. They're all doing it on the last lap. Pryor and Cabanas were fighting. I think Cabanas ended up worst off. Yep, and Pryor is still holding out on P3 right now. Stradioto and Miku are battling, and Petch is in amongst all this. Maverick's catching up. It's all happening on the last lap, guys, and I've only got one camera. So Prison just went wide off into the wall.
Shinzo crossed the finish line first.
Oh, we missed that one. Sorry about that one. Mr. Tatuus in P1 with Tasso P2. Pryor will take P3 and P4 to 419. Cabanas in P5. Great running from those guys. It looks like Stradioto might just hold out. He does. Stradioto holds out for P6. Miku P7. Maverick P8. I would say Prison will bring it home.
Yeah, Bryson spun it after Moza and might give the opening to James.
This is for P9. Oh,
and just by a bit.
So Prison P9 and James running at the top 10. Fiala will come 11th, Darian 12th, and Sergey 13th, and Michael Petch rounding up the leaderboard with 14th. Great running today. Absolutely great running. Let's see who we get in the commentary box this evening. But go on, give us your thoughts of that one, that race.
The race was incredible. I mean, Miku got really lucky at the start, and if he wouldn't have made that mistake, he could have been in the top 3 on a podium. He missed out on quite some points, but other than that, Tasso and
yeah, I think Tasso had a fantastic race. Yeah,
Tasso and Mr. Tatuus had a fantastic race. Like they've battled until the last lap, and then Mr. Tatuus got lucky out of that last corner, getting the run, but they were very close to each other.
Yeah, that little error from Tasso at Aquaman Rally really sealed the deal from what was an epic battle. But we do have some intruders in the commentary box. Hello, gentlemen. Thanks for joining us this evening.
Hello.
And what an absolute battle. We're going to start with 419. You've been up, down, all around the place, and according to my cameras, in the barrier at least once in race 2.
Yes. And yeah, I think I spun about 3 times in 2 races, which is not awful by my standard.
Oh, well, at least you can maybe thought it was an improvement in yours, but a good result either way. It's some good points on the board. You know, talk us through both of your races and how you felt through them.
Race 1, I spun on the first lap, so that was not ideal. But then everybody spun in the following lap, so that was ideal. I don't even remember where I finished in the end, because race 2 was way more chaotic and way more fun, just watching Shinzo and Tasso fighting for the lead until I lost it on the same corner, which is the turn 4-5 chicane. That's my worst corner of the track, I think. But then I didn't know if you saw me and Matt across the line.
I didn't catch the end. No, there was too many battles going on. You all kept me too busy.
Yeah, so basically the same thing happened in Silverstone, because I don't live in Europe, so my ping is about 160, while everybody else is about under 50. So the result is I get a 0.1 second delay of the red light. So at the when the race starts, but then the 0.1 second will be added back at the end of the results, which means for the second time this season, I was behind somebody side by side across the line, and in the end of the results sheet, I'm ahead.
You're hacking yourself to victory.
Because the 0.1 second ping that I got was like added back.
It's official.
But I don't know. It's okay. If Matt wants to take the podium, I'm okay with that because he definitely was ahead of me across the line.
That's some good sportsman's like. At least you're admitting that you've because of your time zone and stuff and your magic across Europe, across the world, magic powers. You're naturally quicker than people when you're actually slower. It's quite an achievement. But
Yeah,
a good result and a great race to watch anyway. Very enjoyable. We're going to move on to our championship contender. It's Miku. A good kind of first race, second race not so much. Imola obviously making you a bit angry today.
Yeah, the curbs are, it's just a car. The curbs are quite aggressive, and fortunately with the way my car's set up, it can't really abuse the curbs. And when I had that spin, I was just too aggressive on the turn-in.
Yeah, we kind of noticed that the car kind of kicked up and away you went. If you could do it again, is there anything that you would really change or on your setup?
I mean, I'm comfortable with it, but it's just when it comes to like high curbs, it does struggle. I mean, the setup is comfortable, but it's just the curbs really that are the problem.
They are a problem, and well, you're not really going to like next week then, because it is the Nürburgring, and you have the lovely Notorious Schumacher S's, which are absolutely perfect for the sound of your setup, by the sounds of things. I'm sure I'll figure
something by the end of the.
We'll hope so. Otherwise, you're going to make some real good footage of your flying. But a great race nonetheless. Probably a bit disappointing race 2 on the results. Still points in the board though for your championship. We look forward to seeing what you can do in terms of coming back for the Nürburgring next week. But we are going to quickly move on to our race winner. I'm sure there must have been something dodgy going on, because the last time I spoke to you, it was Mr. Tatuus. How are we doing, Mr. Shinzo?
Brand new username, so brand new person, I think.
Who is this?
I don't change at all, so just my username changed. I'm the same Frenchy guy who's fast as hell, but...
I mean, you did well. There was no complaining about how fast you were running this evening. Both races, you looked very content. As soon as you took the lead in the second race, you looked content, even though the battle with Tasso was pretty intense. Couple of mistakes, though. A very rare mistake from you in the first race as well. Want to talk us through that? I've not seen you make a mistake yet, or is this just the new personality thing?
Nah, just when I'm talking, just do bad thing. Like I was talking to someone in the Discord, and suddenly I goes too wide, goes gravel. Oh no, not now, not the last lap.
I was thinking, I was like, oh, he's chosen of all the moments to have an absolute great one in front of the camera. So you managed to survive that. Race 2, that was an epic battle that you had with Tasso. That was lap by lap, you two couldn't make any kind of break from each other. Do you feel at the end, with the last couple of laps, that the tyres, you being on the hards and Tasso being on the mediums, that you had a bit more of an advantage and you could feel you could make the break?
Maybe not, because since he was always on my slipstream, it was just saving his tire all the time. And since he didn't like so much room to overtake me, he didn't use his tires that much.
You think that was his strategy?
I was kind of scared at for the moment that hey, he's not going down for the slipstream. So yeah, first the mid race was like gonna be tricky for the last few minutes. But I remember just to drive consistency. And then I still won the race. That's been a while since I didn't won 2 races in one day.
Yeah, you're getting a bit too good at this. You need to stop before we start crowning you champion of everything. What about your views on the Nürburgring next week? Favorite areas?
Yeah. I'm gonna win.
Oh my goodness. Get this guy out. He's too good.
Yeah, I don't want that. I don't like to be like other people. Yeah, gonna see what I can do. No, I just want to win. If I can say I can win, I will do it and say it.
That's it's the winning mentality, but hopefully the rest of the guys will be making it extremely difficult for you. We've only got a few races left, 3 races left of this championship, and obviously a little break and season 14 coming up. But don't worry, we've got plenty of action before then. Tomorrow night we have the Mazda MX-5 series. Saturday we have the Assetto Corsa Competizione World Challenge, followed by my personal favourite, not just because I host it, it is the Le Mans Ultimate Challenge as well. Brand new Phoenix Sim on the stream, and it is turning out to be real super spicy. And the Formula VCRs are also on Sunday on Assetto Corsa as well, if you're interested in that. But from me and Cluby, who's been a pleasure to work with again, as always, it has been lovely having you with us, and we look forward to seeing you tomorrow night for the MX-5. So it's a very good night from me.
Thank you for having me again, and see you tomorrow, I guess.
Yes, indeed. We'll see you all tomorrow, and a big good night from all the guys that joined us. Thanks very much, and have yourselves a good evening.